Hi guys, Rukuni tanganeza kha the Black Couch again. I'm Sarodana. I'm from Magazine. Hey, what trend about the social media? Actually, you've been trending for quite some time as well. Wait, and Oruna uko 10.5.
Ndivibone
Because now you're
kaini
for and you know how judge your needs the end kind of one. I'm like, okay, height don't tend to afandari.
you must check my social media page if you Mpho.
Oh, really? Okay, I always see why is Makoti. No, I want to
Oh, is it?
Yeah. How are you, man?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. So, Namsara Durana, why is Makoti apparently? That's how you are famously known as. So, what's your actual real name? Your name?
Mpho Hafani.
Mpho Hafani.
Eh.
Hafani as in it's not the same. Like Venda,
Yeah, it's supposed to be like that,
Yeah.
but so I would ndi Hafani, but what only wanga ba Venda. Normally wa Hafani.
Oh, okay.
Bezi ndi wa mufamati.
Okay. And then Zinala, why is Makoti liver guy? This beautiful name that you use on socials.
Hey, why is Makoti? Nolipuanga mzemo.
Ani mloroni.
Why is Makoti loda musi mzimba kompha minister hoyu wa Makoti. So bampha verse ya Proverbs 14 verse 1. Ine yari a wise woman builds her home. So ndi hapo he dzina heli lata. Ngauri nenda ndikho ṱoḓa u dila na Makoti. So I wanted it to be more real to us as African women. That's why Makoti ndopfa liko resonate with us. So, and the Bible said a wise woman. So nenda mbodita a wise Makoti.
Okay. Yeah, and then so a concept would you say actually Thomas up the or in the one good to the Fumakadzi vote we nga pamba navo. So do you say your vango or maybe how not to complain about Vanji, maybe your best friends hey, so you're like, hey, maybe this could be my minister in the Dorishmakai.
Wise Makoti ichitomai, it was not necessarily because there was maybe concerning over Kabana. Pedzi yova chitu ndikale ndichidiwana vhathu vha tshi ḓa for the advices. So nda ḓi zwi vhona hezwi vha tshi ḓa for the advice nda wana uri zwithu zwine vha khou ṱoḓa dzi advice khazwe tshiṅwe tshifhinga hu vha hu vhone vhane vha khou ita uri nyimele i vhe nga nḓila ine ya vha ngayo uri vha nga zwi handle in a different way zwi a ḓisa dzi results dza khwine. So you'll find uri ndi tshi khou vha ṋea dzi advice ngo ralo uri itani zwithu nga heyi nḓila then na vhone vha vho uri ndo ndi sa zwi vhoni nga heyo nḓila a tshi vho vhuya ri ha ndo ri u ita hezwiḽa zwe vha mbudza nda wana hu tshi vho vha na tshanduko muḓini. So ndi hafho he ministry wa tou thoma ngori it was mainly ndo ngo tou advice Vho Makoti then nda kona u zwi vhona uri ndi vhanzhi vhane vha nga guda uri hu pfi mufumakadzi wa vhuṱali ndi yene ane a fhaṱa muḓi wawe. And ndi zwithu zwe nda vha na dzi question kha mudzimu ndi tshi thoma u wana heinoni revelation ya uri a wise woman builds her home. Nda kona u wana uri ndi zwi amba uri hu na zwiṅwe zwithu zwine riṋe sa vhafumakadzi ri nga zwi ita.
Okay. And then Ashkamba, you mentioned the Omariwa ha Hafani. So Niago assume or are you married to Ufin, the loving husband? Because the one I the content that mostly I the same mean.
Yes. Nendo Mariwanga Richard Hafani. Ane una ministry wa loving husband.
Okay, and then at what age were you married?
We got married. We are now married for 17 years. In few months, we'll be 18. Romarananga 2006 nga April. Yeah.
That's very cool. And then one of the challenges in work for like throughout the marriage for it's just over mara you end up finding a way to solve nene.
Zwihulwane kha mbingano zwe nṋe nda guda ndi zwa uri a huna a perfect person.
Yeah.
And a huna mbingano isina dzi challenges.
Yeah.
Zwi ḓi tou bva kha vhathu vhone vhane uri vhone vho ḓiimiselani Mbingano, it thought that a lot of sacrificing, a lot of wisdom to run it. And you must be ready to work. A lot of people, they think when they get married, and do never relax. They actually work on each other a lot before they get married, to please each other, to research on what the other person likes. They do a lot of that before marriage, but when they get into marriage, they think urai ndio no never relaxa. Forgetting or ndi hapo une mushumo wa thoma hone.
Yeah.
So
would you say avatu vane varikunya kuita counseling before the marriage vaita antu marriage ichitothoma namba valicha ndivona ne maybe problems arise one
kava piyo vatu vane vava kuita premarital counseling vane vadida karene for the premarital counseling. No, premarital counseling is very good because it actually helps you to even discover this person, to understand uri muthu ane nakomalana naye ndi muthu uḓe ngori ro no ḓivha navho vhane a vha fhedzi khoso because vha tshi vho wana uri they are actually not compatible. They are actually not aligned, because premarital counseling is mainly for seeing or the expectations is aligned in. Because your expectations as a man might be different from what the woman is expecting. So premarital counseling helps both of you to see, okay, now this is what I'm expecting from you. Now, expect from you. Then if you are not able to meet those expectations, then don't even go into marriage.
Okay, and then this building those expectations, not the factual cancel out of sorry. I want what they are, and then that's what I decide, no, let's just break it off.
Challenge kulu abangwe iba religion, where they have different religions. Unabangwe that we did, you mungwe a Christian, mungwe a Muslim. So, but then when we were talking and they realized story, because at times, especially when it comes to religion, bangwe what you be yourself, I'll be myself, we continue with what we are doing. Others are saying you become who I am. So it means you live what you believe in and you come to what I believe in. So those are expectations, and they need to be outlined before batwachijana kambingano. Now, even with the Christianity, we've got different denominations. We've got different things that people believe in, or which type of church that you are in. You find that your spouse is in a different type of church. In a time, see me, you feel, or I'm not gonna be able to adjust such, denomination. So those are the things that we also talk about. And others, because we actually will have a form that they complete individually without showing the other, so that we get to know the whole story from each person and with their expectations. Then you find that the husband says he expects his wife to work, and the wife achitomaliwa enoko to licha zwa mushumo atova housewife ufuna sort of housewife. So such things become a challenge kabathu bonomalana ore it's not really what the other person is expecting. And others you'll find you want to marry somebody, but it's mainly that this person, let's say you've got children from previous relationship, and you are expecting this person to become a father or a mother to your children. You need to really outline it, because the other one might think your children are your children. And you deal with your children. Now I'm coming for you. So those are the kind of challenges that you'll find that people are experiencing before they get married. And if they don't talk about such things, then ubana challenges ukulu ngangomambingano ngoro zvino the expectations are expected to be met.
And then would you say when growing up you had this ideal family or family and are you actually living that kind of idea that you had?
I always loved marriage. I always loved marriage. I come from a family where I'm raised by both my parents. They are pastors. So I grew up in the church. I grew up in the Chikostroya. Like, I couldn't wait for that day that one day I will be the one that is wearing a white dress. So I always had these, dreams of how I want my marriage to be. Okay, it was a little bit disappointing because as young girls, we were watching too much of Your Days of Our Lives and Bold and the Beautiful. I told you I'm old. You see, I know those kind of soapies, which they don't watch now. So there were too many expectations because it's a rock gay. So that's why we even do a premarital counseling. Is because Narine, we struggled a bit on our first years of marriage because his expectations and mine were not aligned. And Nendo breakfast in bed and those things that we will watch on those soapies.
Eventually received one.
Not from my husband, unfortunately. He's so Venda. From my kids.
Oh. I mean, I was asking myself, what do you mean? Not from your husband?
From my kids.
Oh, okay.
Now I've got children.
Yeah. How many do you have?
2. So they are 16 and 14. So now, since like at Mother's Day, they will make me a breakfast in bed.
Yeah.
So, but sometimes then he plans it with them. Sorry, why did I say he hasn't? He will plan that breakfast with them and then they will bring it. But it's those kind of things where you actually realize that you have to be in reality and understand what the soappiece is a script that people are following. Ngapa rekochira real life, not a script. So,
Okay, and then record deep into marriage now, see? There's this thing come of like there's disrespect from women towards men. What kind of disrespect in your way combo? In the disrespect in your wako tomba. Hezu chimufumagazi wa achivendo tofuwa darera munna wao.
Hey, udarera munnati. It depends. I always say kazi bridal shower. As much as we have a lot in common as human beings, but each person is tailored.
Yeah.
So there's expectations or respect kawanga munna ingadiva is respecting name na itoda kawana mufumakazi. So it's important to understand or munna wa respect na kwetoda ndipi. Nga uri zviana nga situation ine bathu babakayo vamwe bathu ninga the one uri vomalana munna u ena more than mufumakadzi vamwe munna u ena less than mufumakadzi. Respect yavo ingadiva isa fani havo bathu vaviri ngori hoyu munhu angadiva ku complain uri mufumakadzi wanga ngauri uya shuma zwavhuḓi u khou ḓisa tshelede nnzhi ha nthetshelesi ndi tshi amba. Hola mumwevo anga diva kaye who a complete different story about that kind of the word respect. So zviapambana zvianga uri muthu o malwa nga muthuḓe u ṱoḓa zwithu zwo to itisa hani. Una mumwe u pfa uri mufumakadzi wawe achimupa zwiḽiwa u tea u mufha nga tray. Nṋe ndo rali, my husband doesn't want a tray. He will tell you, "Hai, nṋe ndi songo ḓisela nga tray." So I'll just be holding my plate and his plate and we sit down, we eat. Kaye, it's not a disrespect. But munanga for it, that's a very serious, disrespect. So, zia dependa ore ka iyo family ezo bachi kore mufumakadzi ko badelela nga nḓelaḓe. And the other time we were actually talking about this with my husband ore at times you find ore let's say they say this woman is disrespecting me because eno uchuma zwavhuḓi. Only to find ndi ene muno to raro ndi character whether this woman had money or she didn't have money. She'll behave the way she's behaving. So it's not necessarily or you found this person unacharitable. So it's just depend.
Okay, and then there's this thing also that come of like mona ato dilufuno auto da respect and then women need love. Do you actually believe that or is it raro?
Okay, I will not disagree and I will not agree. Context. Which if we give your husband, especially when we take it now to the Bible, where Paul was talking or va nna kha va be vafumakadzi va lufuno vafumakadzi va pay respect. I think he was talking more, this is my understanding.
Yeah.
He was talking more on things that we lack to do. So when he was looking at us women, like we love easily.
Yeah.
So it means he will not reprimand us on that because it's something that we do and we are able to excel on it. So he was trying to mention things that we fail to excel on. So achikwamba na vanna zvambor ova kova vonor vanna they fail in loving their wives.
Yeah.
So that's why he was making sure achi emphasize or love a husband, love your wife as Christ loved the church. And the car never especially because of this 45 that we have, like cha 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 cha, or in that
so
cha cha rushing. Yes, I know we have that one. So in that, he was trying to show or please submit to your own husband.
Yeah.
So yes, we do. It's something that it's we need it in our lives. And banana bonebaya funa heyo respect. Jamboro iba ikoleka hapa medini. That's why you we emphasize of kaitiwe.
So when you're speaking of like uri submitan kavana, I mean, there's this word also in Hashim Sofi. And do you want a submissive wife or wife or so? Like Palapetuchifi, a submissive wife, welcome Bamutua, and then what is it that she does that a normal wife doesn't do?
Okay.
And which one are you?
I am a submissive one. Okay, you should have interviewed both of us so that my husband can tell you which one
I'll
am I.
come back for you.
So, a submissive wife. I think in don't know these churches or younger family, but okay, I'm gonna bring it down again. A submissive wife. Submissive wife. People misunderstand this. They think ukwambwa yebo baba
Exactly,
for everything yebo baba, like you don't have a say, you don't have your views. That's my understanding, Kawais Makoti, and what we talk about. That's not being submissive because now it's like somebody is abusing you emotionally because
kind of.
now so in like my husband always says or marriage awuna professor na student so awuna mtu anene ndiye no dzora kwamba zwithu mumwe akho jia zvezvo zvine hoyu mumwe akwamba zvona atiri kuprofessor vakurubudza rito yo techeresa tichara rochi jia chimwe na chimwe chine the teacher will tell us or this is what you must do. Marriage is two equal members with different roles and which God has ordained to them.
Yeah.
There is a husband, there is a wife. So this one year wife, Renesa bafumakadzi, hofi we are helpers. Suyamboro una leader. But now they are leaders in the marriage. That's why the same wise Makoti. Ndi angenda, ndi the office in the guy, I'm not going to submit to any man. I only submit to my own husband at home.
Yeah.
And hence it's important to understand, which is what I always say, Kabu Makoti, to be able to navigate kazi hats that you wear in your life. Urinenda una ingwe role, ni guy una ingwe role. So you cannot come back home na ba manager to your husband.
Yeah.
Because ni manager hange mushumon. The way you handle the men in the office cannot be the way you will handle your husband. So being a submissive meaning you allow your husband to lead. And not necessarily because he is intelligent. Because you might find that Richiko usedza kamuna na msadzi because munga udana the weaknesses za munga dana the strength. So that does not take urohomu to role yawe kaijiwe. So you might find maybe the husband's IQ is very low compared to the wife's IQ. So being a submissive wife is my husband must always be on the forefront. I do not take his position because I think I am a better person. So onong alawa my wife can do certain things. Rene apam denwa ashwe and the and I'm a very good negotiator. That's what my husband says. And every time we are negotiating, whether we are purchasing a land, we are purchasing something, I'll be the one that will negotiate. But I don't get there and say, yeah, I'm going to negotiate. It's me. I allow my husband to do what he's supposed to do as a man. And then he will be the one to say, my wife will be managing this whole deal.
Kana brief already.
Kana brief for ini ni toba ini no ita mini. Jambo na kana bla batho ba chipofona. Ni do fa ba chikomfona ba we called your husband, he said we must call you. You are the one that will deal with this. Yeah. Because he allows me to do that. Mara jambo I must overtake now and think I'm a good negotiator. Then he just sees things happening and I say no, because I'm a good negotiator. So there are things that you find that a wife una the resources of such things, maybe money, and just because you have money does not mean now you must be the leader of the house. You still allow your husband to lead. I always make them laugh and say, even when you are going, let's say we are going on a trip, require Durban, na family.
Yeah.
Near the other one even na chere near the transfer aboka wa mun. Bana banga dito bona mami ndiye no ko fara kadu ko swipe. They told bana ba delele ko tsiabo. So go update ya bana chelede. Mami ndi bone ba rena chelede. So such things where you have to use your wisdom as a woman.
Yeah.
Or my husband is the head of the family and he must lead.
And then there are women when they get into marriage. Obviously, as we actually have to date first, be in a relationship and of some sort. So up to kawa to so when they are back a relationship, they do certain things. As a boyfriend, so to say. Maranchipo jana ka marriage na fachi for hey never to chat and this is some circle to date and I mean, what do you say about such things? Because only if I die already, the one I'm from Makadzwa so. Nchipo jana atomo change.
That's what's happening in a lot of marriages, and it's not only with women, even with men.
Yeah,
you find that you have your expectations from this person. Like we've counseled couples where they will say, especially those that will even live together before marriage, and you hear her saying he used to cook, and then now after he paid Lobola, he doesn't cook anymore. So such things are what people are experiencing. And some of them you find, she used to love my family before we got married. So those kind of things are happening where people pretend to actually get what they want. They will do anything just to get or amarana this person. But then you find it's happening, and that's some of the things that are causing divorces that we have today.
Yeah. So so now I have this question: what's your take how to whenever before marriage? Do you think it's a good idea or you should just wait, surprising the one as well after the day?
As a child of God, ndi hanana nazo Zafat and Seth.
Oh, Zafat and Seth.
There was actually this other name. I'll remember it. What it's called? It's a funny name. The reason why I say this, I'm sitting Kawais Makoti with a lot of women, but they don't know about where I'm. Then they'll be saying, "Where's Makoti?" So I think they were a couple wise Makoti, kanaka pre wise Makoti. Why are you saying that? Ndizurana partner yanga rinavana vaviri. You understand? Like naina mune hadiburu uwera ngapi.
Oh, unavana vaviri azongomariwa.
Azongomariwa. A lot of people will stay together. Ape once you're staying together, all the things that married people are doing, you have to do them. And then you are doing them for no ufimini. Nizongonewa certificate yoita ezo zvineve wena goita zvona. So this year, and this year nichiwana ore kabangwe, maybe it's working for them, I don't know, but Rene, we courted with my husband. We had a very beautiful courtship of 4 years, no sex. We were just enjoying our lives.
Kissing.
Yeah, a little bit kissing. So, but we actually got to really understand each other and know each other. Because the certain things.
Yeah.
We used to have a lot of fun going to movies. Though Rono Maran, then he starts saying and he sleeps at the movies. You know, those are some of the things that people do before they get married, and then when they are married, and then you, so now we will go because I will insist that we must go to movies. But
Yeah.
it's a beautiful feeling when you get married to a person and then you start experiencing each other. So that's why a lot of people, you find that vamisa zvimwe step by actually living together vasongomarana. They miss even the understanding. That's why you find that once that person has paid lobola, he feels now, hey, no mubadala lobola umuntu. She must do this and that, those things that she didn't used to do. And then now she's wondering, what are the things that now a lobola is actually making me do, which now you're saying I was not doing? Because the expectations za a girlfriend and boyfriend, not za wife na husband, they are completely
Totally different.
different.
Yeah.
They are completely different. So nichikodzura na mtu, I keep saying to them, haangoni mara, anongomaliwa, and a girlfriend. And as you kokosa, even a lot of issues when one of them dies. Now they were paying the house together, they were doing so many things. Because paying the house together, you register. You'll find that the two people are living together. Let's say Enuri, he's gonna pay the house, he's paying for the car. I must make sure the badera electricity, the renga zwiḽiwa, the share petrol kha yo goloi ine ra ḓo vha ri khou shuma. I'm contributing in that car, I'm contributing in that house, mara it doesn't show because zwine nṋe nda khou ita zwone a zwi khou sumbedza uri zwi khou badeliwa. It's not part, I'm not part of buying that car, I'm not part of buying that house. Mara eno khou kona u afforda goloi na nnḓu ngori una muṅwe muthu ono khou make sure there is food in the fridge, there's food in the cupboard, there's electricity, there's petrol. So you understand? So there is a contribution, but unfortunately, you find or if anything have to happen, this person lives. But so they take everything that this person has.
Okay, and then in marriages, too, I'm not sure. Okay, I feel like in a relationship, there's sort of like a whole lot of cheating. Do you think when the act is maybe by one of the partner, for now, maybe from your view, or the act is never it doesn't or muna push it away atomonya kuchita? And you think vanna what cheat natural?
Una this real cheaters.
What's that? What do you mean?
Nduri habo. I've dealt with a lot of women who are crying because of cheating husbands. Havana dzimwe dzi situations dzine ndivha ndikuzifesesa musi akho amba nikho amba chitori chawona. Havana dzimwe adzifesesi na kuti ngori muthu angatsibe muthu apfi una girlfriend dza 9 kana una girlfriend ngana nnda kana una nduri from one incident to another. Ngauri heyo zwino yo no tovha a pattern ine aichakona u rectify. Like what you are saying, or maybe somebody will say, oita mistake oyanda because maybe there was a certain condition hayan, yomo pushera ho to that. That does happen. Where you find ore tamsi hakoula kamaran ukozimiwa bafumakadzi vaita vachivhara magete. They use sex as a punishment to their husbands because they know their husbands love sex so much. So bashishumisa uri ibe yone weapon uri tamsi ndikwamba nainga something ha confesses. And others then you find uri maybe the person is pregnant and then maybe they are sick during their pregnancy, then the husband koyoko temteo koyanda, which is not acceptable. But those are some of the things that they will say, I went out because of that and it was just a mistake, or maybe it was just something that happened once.
Okay, Marela, to my acceptable.
Ndipio ya uthoma.
Iyo ri ukuvalwa magate.
Hi, acceptable. They must come for counseling. Kabade. I've actually had men who initiated the counseling Raba counsel with their wives, where I actually laugh sometimes because Bachi send a message on the wise Makoti, as never was yamba not copy wire. As never know kwamba naziti we hash. So others, then there was this other one, and he said, she even said, you can go outside. And he said, I don't want to go outside. Can you see, it's a choice to go outside. There is this guy that said, I don't want to go outside. I want my wife. I want to have sex with my wife. Then they came for counseling.
Mara, don't you think I don't want to give it to you, you can go outside. Outside. Actually thought that.
Not necessarily. The sex needs zabafumakadzi dziyapambana badi na zavana. Mufumakadzi angadzura mwa hotels asakuona sex aba right. So it's few that you will find. That's why rukwamba nga majority. That's why nonichibona na bakegulu ayani. Bachitondera mukara amakuwana.
Oh yeah.
Uzwigera achibuya jeje chipinga china dhubuya ngacho. Nasa fuchifi haba mufumakadzi ufi bakoita bachiseya na nyinga hapa side. Because women, our need for sex is not like the one yaban. It's few women bane, they are very what's the word again? Their sex drive is high. We are few. So actually in my table I deal with a lot of women bane, they've got low libido. Now they will come so that I can help them. Or how do we get you to be moving? Because you are married. Because it can't be an excuse as a married woman.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, I remember Jena deep into this topic in Arabaka is near sexity.
Imino mara.
And then Chimtu.
As you know, when you go mapunga
but not Mara or Covona.
Iminite and Chivaran, the best you need to come back.
No problem.
Never the same with the Sanapazana Varanda.
Musen did drop to Murai. Okay, so Katie. Why do you think, now that you said that, Uri, why educators are so, why do you think that they hardly want to talk about sex openly like you do?
I think it's the way we were taught. Do you know, even for me, it was very difficult. Like I said to you, none one of our phones. And, you know, even after my marriage, don't marry. Because my mindset was still saying sex is a sin. We were raised to hear sex is a sin, sex is a taboo, sex is this, sex is that. So that's how we were raised. And that's why people enjoy sex outside marriage. And which is what Wise Makoti it's about. We want to bring the joy. We want to bring the excitement of sex in the marriage. Muna ana mfumakadzi wawe, not ananyatsi. Bakoita all the things that they must do in the marriage ka sex.
Wait, Rich Kahambangi, before you mentioned that Nyawana Munashkovana Nyati Zichiska 9, I mean, surface say which number do you think is more reasonable?
There is no number that is reasonable.
The way you said
not even like one. Nukwamba ure as 3 imindi nombusanga zwa serial femini.
Nana sera chitanda se papa. Nende wala fal.
No even ndikwamba zona nombusoro ndi mean. So ndikonibuza uri swinga a serial rapist, a serial killer. Tiri serial killer ufindi bathu musikodzura ukusokoenda bakubulaya bathu for no reason. Kezo nadzi serial chita ndibane bobane nduri ene achitobona chikete chichifuka pedzi. Ene ukotoma. I don't want to mudzana achikofuka. Like, you know, I get so disgusted. You know, to see a man in the car. Because ene no concentrate kola mudzana no kufuka. I think that's sickness.
Okay. Artisa watu waruane zinoti.
Karibatu.
So, how many times do you think kana na harsa kotobara like on average ngado fibo umfumanga ko deprive mtu wawe sex we should they be doing it in a week?
Chipinga chimwe na chimwe munna akotoda sex kapiwe. So you cannot say hi ndonipa nzwandu kova say sender. Nduda wana mwana wa bathu akorabeledza. Uchikosokofi ndonipa ula uri ndonipa nompali na uko baleli wanamsela ngani na musi ni ḽavhuṱanu ndo ni panga Wednesday hezwo a zwi itiwi. Satisfy the needs dza spouse chau. Even with wives, una wife vhane they are more active than the husbands. Now no your husband khape mufumakadzi wawe a tshi khou I ṱoḓa ngauri hu na tendency uri banna they think they are the ones that must want sex. No, na vhafumakadzi na vhone vha ḓivha hone vhane a pfa khou I ṱoḓa. Na vhane a vha soko dzula vha khou I ṱoḓa, hu na ḽiṅwe ḓuvha u khou I ṱoḓa kha fhiwe. A u pfi hu na mbalo. Vhathu kha vha enjoy na ḓuvha na ḽiṅwe vha ḓiḽa sex kana vha khou nyangana nga matsheloni ndi uri hu songo vha na mikano. And I think tshithu na tshivula na tshivulela I to fana na ṅwana I soko ra hai malagara hai ḓo ni panga ḽithihi after tshifhinga ndi uri u dzula a khou sokou ṱoḓa mara na tou ri phakhethe kheyo
a murwa mbilu
naye ne hanefha nḓuni I ḓo murwa mbilu ngauri mufumakadzi hoyu dzula a ready, munna u ḓo mangala a si tsha tou zwi ṱoḓesa. U tea uri a ḓi nga dzi trick dziṅwe nyana hafho u tshi vho thoma no itiwa zwithu zwa u nakisa uri hey muthu a pfe a khou I ṱoḓa.
Okay, and then I've also heard someone ask with sex there's different types of sex in marriage.
Okay.
Okay, kungasizone.
There's different types of sex in marriage.
So there's duty sex and then there's also pleasure sex. Do you know about that? Kana mtoko tozvimeka pa kumpura.
Hai oyongo neti ḓivha uri vha khou zwi wana ngafhi hezwo zwithu, but maybe ene o to zwipa madzina avho. And zwone
zwina ḽiṅwe dzina.
No bika wise Makoti.
Iti na dictionary wise Makoti. Na vhaṅwe vhafumakadzi.
Hey, here is the thing about naturally we say, like when you are drinking, if you come here with thirst and you say, you're going to drink that water for thirst.
Yeah.
To quench the thirst. We always say when it comes to sex, don't drink to quench the thirst. So ngotonwa maḓi utori ngori ni khou for a minute na ḓora ni tshi fhedza you are done. It must be for pleasure more. Nduri u songo vha na zwiṅwe zwithu zwine vhathu vha khou itela sex zwone. It must be for pleasure and it must be for the two people vhane vha khou dzhenela kha khamba vho malanaho ti.
Khamba vhathu vho malanaho.
Khamba vhathu vho malanaho.
Vha thetshelesa.
Uri
kaive
habe ri khamba zwithu zwa serious zwino zwino ri khamba nduri naho yo no khou vhona u ḓo tea u to dzhia na a to I vhetshela nḓevheni
kana ambara headset
khezwo kana to ambara headset uri it's nduri sex I songo vhuya ya itelwa zwiṅwe zwithu except for pleasure. Ezwo zwiṅwe zwithu that's why arali na vha itela sex uri ni vhe na vhana vhono vha hone. We've heard men complaining about women who actually will be wanting this man almost every day just because she wants to fall pregnant. Once she's got these kids, hachabona they need their sex because eno ba khou itela utori ene a kona vha na vhana. When sex is done for pleasure, zwi amba uri vhavhili vhono khou have sex vha ita sex for the other person. So as a husband, you are having sex to please who? Your wife.
Your woman.
As a wife, you are having sex to please who? Your husband. So at the end of the day, both of you are happy because you are both, having the other person in mind. Not utori monna a todo jena a enjoy ene a petse ave. Musadzi asala ko dibusor what just happened here.
Yeah. So this question. I just wanted to hear your view first. I was told already duty sex is that one in you do because like you mentioned or munachi to the IP and then pleasure is when you also wanna have it, you wanna have that fun also. So the explanation and duty
okay. Something like a quickie, like your spouse might say in the morning when it's supposed to be off going to work, both of you.
How long should a quickie be?
A quickie, it depends on the people. But a quickie, mainly for that person that is having a desire at that moment.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the thing, when you do not have a desire at the moment, it's going to take very long. That's why they always say to men, prepare your woman. Sex is something that starts from the mind. The mind must be prepared. I must be ready so that even my body can be ready, can receive it better, and then we can have it better. So a quickie is something, it's for one person that says, I want now. And then then that pleasure just happens. And then for that specific person, maybe that's what they're saying when they're talking about
maybe.
Duty. But now I always say to women, but they must never see sex as mushumo.
Yeah.
It's not a job. Like ni do barera sa mishumo yanu ya nduni ore monna chivuru khotoda ya de bana msina ndo shumesa ya de bando ita menda tanzwa na mafastere kana ene office no, it was so hectic. Sex is not sex is not part of the duties zena manu kudziita during the day.
Yeah. Okay. And then do you think marriage ingato shuma yatova nice if there's no sex in it?
Hey. Yeah. I don't think so. Marriage without sex, but sex it really depends. It depends on the period. It's not always oral sex, so you might
always
find.
What? You're no partner. But when you want to tell the volume of YouTube. No,
ndiko amba ori mini. Okay, maybe atongo live zwavhuḓi. Nendo ndiko try uri sex I topfi ndi penetration ifhedzi. I topfi ndi penetration ifhedzi. Ndi tshi khou ambela kha mini, huna malwadze ane vhathu vha ḓivha nawo. Hano maḓuvha hu no vha na malwadze a swigiri ane a khou affecta na vhanna. A zwi amba uri havhala vhanna they cannot stay in their marriages. A zwi amba uri sex cannot happen. There are other ways in they can find pleasure in that. So hezwi ni tshi khou amba uri marriage I a ḓivha hone hu sina sex, because sex ndi yone ine ya increase intimacy ka marriage.
Oh, those are two different things, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Intimacy na affection ndi zwone zwino rana marriage. Ndi zwone zwino ita uri nne ndi be different from any other woman that my husband can meet kichitaratana ya mulumelisa kana ane a shuma naye. It's that affection and intimacy that we have in yaba ya these spouses. Femini nga Venda. Vhathu vho malanaho. Channel yanu ndi ya Venda fhedzi.
Yo focus ka Venda mara na va Venda ba yapo.
Okay.
Mara na Venda vone botali pati ba pha zwoṱhe.
All right.
Yeah. Hey, niko thoma no wa phuputsa dzo mbudziso. Sofana to dzwana vo Lavinas Benda. Twa ngo dzwana mtu wa rongo. Yeah, so my question ke futhi yenda Romeo. Apenza kuvaka to lwana ndine ndi mtuku.
Oh, okay. Sikopara.
Yeah, so sex positions, do those things matter also? Because now I know that nabendi mtu wa kereke. So already ini nikoreni ndizvite ndozwanafe.
Ndi hapo enda ndikwamba zvonore sex yonovhisiwa kambingane yoiswa ngenda. Una zvitaila zvinofinde zvavo mahosha. Kana ndonapfa uchipfi hai why akotoda ndite zvithu zvavo mahosha. Why akotoda ndikwamba uri kana munao akorini stripele nyana hapo. Ndi ḓo admire body yawo. Ndikwamba uri nabe abereko strip na zwithu zwo nakaho. Ri tea u zwi ḓivha uri ri na zwithu zwo nakaho zwine zwi a tamisa sa vhafumakadzi. Ri na zwithu zwo nakaho zwine zwi a tamisa. Zwine ni tshi khou move from corner to corner fhala oni sedza
kona ya muthu kana ya mbete. Amba
ya room even ono yesa panda even ipfini adiba.
Ndiko thoma zikhala zini vhathu vha vha sina muso dza rongo.
Zwine zizi positions awunopfi hey noni evil kana I mean anything chine vhathu vho malanaho vha khou ita chiholi. Nga inge kamarani yabo chiholi. Whatever they want to do does not matter uri ndi chitaila chifhio. tshiṅwe na tshiṅwe tshi holy zwino vhathu kha vha ite zwine zwa takadza muthu kha takadze muthu wawe ndo rali hu na zwine ndi na muthu wanga u vho ḓivha uri mufumakadzi wanga she only comes ndo ita hetshi tshitaela tsho raliho so zwi amba uri you find your person uri u swika nga u ṱavhanya nga zwifhio then na mastera kha zwenezwo ngo zwi vhona ende na takadzana tshihulwane ndi u tou takadzana vhathu ra pfa vha khou ṱavha mikosi ya ngezi kamarani ndi zwine ra khou ṱoḓa u zwi pfa kha vhathu vho malanaho
zwino ono vhana mikosi
ono vhana izwi ḓo dina ngori vhana vha ḓo vhudzisa uri ikezwo uri wo khou itea mini zwino mara zwino kha vho rine vhaṅwe zwi khwine ngori hu na dzi east wing na dzi west wing vhana ri vha posela kha east wing rina ri kha west wing
America Central
imi vhukati hafho ngo zwi vhona so Zurune, that's why vhathu zwezwi vha tshi fhaṱa havha vhane vha vha na dzi opportunities dzo fhaṱa kha vha make sure dzi kamara dza vhana dzo vhewa nga nḓila yone
nga fo dzi rumu dza vhana dzi tshi agra tshina nge
khazwo kha dzile kule na vha baby that's why vhaṅwe ni tshi ḓo wana either arali ṱhamusi vha khou ita dza nṱha na fhasi na wana u tshi pfhi vhana vha fhasi kana vhana vha nṱha vhabebi vha fhasi vha vha khou itela zwezwo uri vha kone u ḓiphina zwavhuḓi vha sa khou distance
vha ri tshi khou sea ndombula zwine zwiḽa zwo pfhi na ḓusa zwo ri radio dzi vha dzi khou ita ni kamarani
ni khou sokou pfa uri vhathu vha khou thetshelesa mafhungo vhusiku vhungafha
yeah so okay ra ri khou amba nga sex match di so there's a difference between sex na love making kana you guys consider it as the same thing kha Wise Makoti dictionary
rine kha Wise Makoti dictionary sex already when you're having sex is part of making love you know because it's two people who love each other so when they are having that sex is part of making love ngori iko itwa nga vhathu vho no funana as if lazo so kupfu muthu wana muthu office ni kezo ba so decide that they are having sex but they are not in love
okay and then what role does the lingerie play in the bedroom don't know if yakwambitiwa nayo hey ndikofesa zwithu man
even ndikofesa zwithu ni mntu mduku ni ndo beniwa ni should do
mara ndi mulwane ndete tingomala
ni mulwane eti
ntante tingomala
okay ni over 30
mulwane uthoma nga 30
imi mathina nchengwana mtuku nga manda imi ndorufakisa nga mapholisa niyazwiḓo utoamba zwithu zwingafha na ṅwana mtuku
riko ndikoti ndi tshi hula ndi tshi aluwa ndi khou tea u vhuya nda ḓa nda i vhone video zwavhuḓi ndi songo dzhaya
okay
ndo dzula on the other side na nesa vhaṅwe vhathu vha no khou vhona zwino vha ri na over 30
okay lingerie ya shuma nga maanḓa a thi ri zwino zwi vhidziwa for to spice up hange kamarani uri you must spice up your sex life so zwi amba uri aya mafhungo ndo ḓi amba uri rine vhathu vha vhafumakadzi ri a tamisa ri na zwithu zwavhuḓi zwine ri tshi khou gidima u tshi ya khona to khona ri a tamisa lune arali dzi lingerie hedzo na vhanna kha vha dzi renge kha vha rengele vhafumakadzi vhavho songo sokou pfhi mufumakadzi kha ambare lingerie mara munna wone ha ṱoḓi u rengela mufumakadzi wawe lingerie ene ni vhudzei tshiṅwe tshiphiri
a ri natsho so tshikhatha ra tshi tshiphirisa
no like ndi tshi khou amba uri vhanna vha tea u rengela vhafumakadzi vhavho like I will always wonder my husband used to buy the lingerie for me beautiful ones like ngadzi valentines and what not then the other day I ḓivha uri hovha ho itea mini I think we were going to the shops or something and then yeah you must go in and you must buy for me nne ndi to dzhena nda renga na imizila dzoṱhe dzena ni khou ḓisa dzo dzi khou rengiwa ngani only to find he was asking my younger sister he will just send and say go and buy zwino nne ndi khou ri na kana vhone vha khou shona kha vha wane muṅwe a vha rengele futhi ano maḓuvha hu na dzi online which is even much better. You don't have to be seen in the shop. No farazela, the G-strings, abafumakadzi. You can just buy them online and buy for your wife. And I think the wife will really feel more important when she's wearing what the husband bought. Then yes, sometimes I can go and buy to surprise my man, or ambonebo ndo ambara something that he does not know, and to just spice up for that night. But nabone vanna kabarenge.
Hey, sex, you know that is arikoyambes arriving a question iti. Nimi chine chabora munna bedroom. Chine watu vachidakanze masukambora. Hey, nomufumakazi ngo hey. Ngo mzimu.
Okay. Ndizirandi kwamba ore. Arali ya munna yoima itu yowiswa ngani. Arali.
Am I correct?
Arali.
Yeah,
uri itiye uwiswa ngani arali usi mufumakadzi wawe. Hezvila zvithu ni chitsokodzera ni kosokora no. Niita uri munna wano utopedza sichavhucherwa chivona ini. Ngori agoshavora avhucherwa hangapiwi. Zvino hezvo zvithu zvi disappointing amanda. Chimwe chithu ndidzora ndikovabudza vafumakadzi uri vati exercise. Especially vachivothoma miṅwaha ichivhoaluwa milenje ini ya wana uri zvimwe zvitaila ivothoma ukonḓelwa. Zwino ita ni imagine ini ni chivo farwa nga dzi krempe munati ukha ḓi tovha vhukuma tshi vho baby kha imenyana ndithome ni tshi vho phupha nthambete ni kho nesana na dzi krempe ni tshi vhuya ni ḓo i wana itsho ima ni ḓo i wana izi yo neta na yone a inga ni lindeli. So hezwo zwithu na zwone ndi zwone zwiṅwe zwithu zwine zwa ita uri hu sa ḓifhe hangei kamarani. Tshiṅwe hafhu tshine tsha ita uri hu sa ḓifhe hangei kamarani zwo soko ambara zwikipa zwa vhudzuma no eḓela na munna wanu achi nduri imi no sedza ngei a tshi sedza u khou ṱangana nga ṱhoho ya vhudzuma ni khou vhona unga a nga vutshelwa munna nga hezwo zwithu. A huna munna ane a nga vutshelwa a khou vhona dzi ṱhoho dza vhudzuma. Zwino please some of the things arali ni sina lingerie ḓi eḓeleleni fhedzi songo ambara tshithu
ṱangana zwino u khou fhisa.
ṱanganya zwino u khou fhisa. So those are some of the things zwine they are a turn off kha muthu wa munna. Tshiṅwe tshithu tsha uri ni lindela fhedzi munna tshi ri u khou ṱoḓa sex na vha ni tshi vho thoma zwitshele zwa zwithu zwine anongo zwiamba ya ini anongo ita mini nduri ni khou ngo senga zwino asi tshifhinga tsho senga kare let's have sex after sex then ni ḓo kona u ḓa na mafhungo ano ṱhamusi ndi yone a tshi ḓo pfiwa even better zwa namba zwa ḓa na solution. So ni songo u kwatela munna nga sex hezwo zwi important.
Hey ariva ari zero ṱanzwa vhathu nyana nḓevhe ti ri vhe ro bva kha ḽa sex uri vho vha sa tou pfhi ri tshi fhedza vhonela podcast ya khomba nga sex ari rambe nga kulobola nyana nga 3 minutes yo fhedza ti uri do you think lobola I amba with ya mfumakadzi kandi zwi lazo skori vho cause na bene vha tshi khou ṱonga uri nṋe ndo malwa nga 20 na ni wa 20 nṋe ndi na ndi wa 120 so nga malwa vhaṅwe vha ṱanu nga inwe hange hasho.
Hey, yone, it's a serious challenge. For me, I find it being a serious challenge. Ya uri lobola ibotonga huko rengisiwa muthu. Because my understanding was that lobola was just a way the two families, getting together, and also because tubo kujua msizana kova koya habu mthanga ukoshumisa na chifani korengwa chifani hapa peturi uri muthu zvino ri kumujia cha doshumisa chifani cha pano koshumisa chifani change ndori it was a way ya utori the family then they are doing it was our tradition mara hano madubai ibuto shumiswa sa zwithu zvine it's a big thing lune ufana muthu achitori hai nene nga sitotenda umaliwa nga tshelede ṱhukhu havo tonga umaliwa nga tshelede nnzhi zwi amba u dzula kha mbingano, and a lot of those that vhamaliwa nga tshelede nnzhi are the ones that don't even stay in that marriage. So nga ya fhasisa ndo to muambela muthu wanga nda vha vhudza ndari nṋe muthu wanga nga hetsho tshifhinga I'm not sure if you have watched some of our videos. My husband, when he was going to Lobola, he was just moving from being a security guard. So wananyana zwi pension akomumva ko ba police. So nenda ba vhudza ya ndiri ana tshelede dola mtu kombela uri basongo ndamuvhuso ni ḓo kona vhugai nda vha vhudza yani
Uri vhugai?
Imi wani khou ṱoḓa u ḓivha lobola yanga.
Ni o ḓivha 17 years back tshelede yaso yo i hani
Thi nga ḓo vhuya nda ni vhudza mara it was very little.
Mara musi ya tshipira abo 20 ai.
Thi nga ni vhudzi. So nda amba na vhabebi vhanga uri vha kone u ṱalutshedzana havho vhathu vho no khou yo vha dzi delegations, because thaidzo i vha ya uri vhone dzi delegations a dzi khou briefiwa upfhi ni tshi swika nga hangei, this is the stand, this is what is happening. Then you find uri vhomalume vha khou lwa, hu na vhanzhi vhane kha lobola stage dzi relationship dzi a kwashekana between the two families, and it's not right, it's not supposed to be, because lobola I khou tea u bring the two families together.
Yeah, true. Okay, and then in a nutshell, I just want to know all this knowledge in Havana, yeah, sex, marriage, lobola, everything, you go back in knowledge.
Ndi kale ndiko tshila ai
45 years.
45 years ndina 43. Ndo rathi okule na 45.
Ndo kwa uri ne this year ndiko do 45.
Ndo rathi okule na 45.
Yeah, mara knowledge go back.
I think wanting to, here's the thing, which I also say about marriage. Or marriage, tinipuwa ndi institution inenipuwa certificate before nichi thoma uichila. It's up to you to do your own researches. It's up to you to want to learn about marriage. It's up to you to want to understand how marriage is supposed to be. Even when you are in the marriage. If na shuma for 20 years, nisa the upskill, nido ba redundant in that position.
Yeah.
Because it's always evolving. There are a lot of things that are happening. So I need to learn from other people. I need to, do my own researches and understand like now I've actually registered at an institution, sexology, because I want to learn more about sex and understand how it What do you mean register now? I mean money, please. Unless you want to be a therapist, yes, because it's more in line with it. But now I registered because it's more in line with what I do, what I deal with on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So, and also the main thing, the source, it's God. Having a relationship with God and the wisdom that comes with the Holy Spirit, it's what actually helps me with everything that I do on my daily basis.
Yeah, ne? So, guys, producer wachikota kuwa apindure heyo pedza ila thabula chena ne abeko petwa uchiketa iba ikushima mini bedroom
Inwi asimapungwanwe
no case zvinoda kuita mara abeni ndikuita re zvino already ila watasa certificate page ngori counseling yothendo no iwana ndikuona ti ara ndava ndo vamwe kudoto viene for zavudzi zvinoita ila thabula ndaivona hashubona ndishimala iye do itani ndaivona ngwe for Makoti na ringi
ila thabula ya signature ya wise Makoti ya bridal shower
inorungwa hapa
ila inoko no zvibona na office ni repro no dzibona dzikopupu na dzithaula dziba dzikopupa nepo
ila dziri macro
hai
macro yami
ndina company ya cosmetics. We manufacture skin and hair products. If Femade Cosmetics.
They attach somewhere.
Femade Cosmetics. So you know, I take a lot. Some Pick and Pay, some pharmacies. Yeah.
Tabula.
Tabula hila. Don't know. As I said earlier, research and understanding how people prepare for marriage and prepare for the bedroom and prepare for sex. And as bonori vamwe vhathu ava jeni ba prepared. Na ela thaula ndo khotobudza muthu wa mufumakadzi uri jenani ni prepared. Ni chi jena hapa la kamarani yanu. Ni prepared ya uri sex is gonna happen. And isongo to ite ya ushitonga ndisu songo plani wao. hu vho sokou dzhiwa dzi short pen na dzi phenti na zwikipa zwi re hanefho tsini u khou phumuliwa ngazwo.
Ndi yo phumula.
Ndi yo phumula uri na musi arali u busy u khou sokou pfa qafa hai thaula kha vha ime nyana ha dzhiwa thaula heiḽa ha phumuluwa ngayo.
Hey, dama ri tshi fhedza guys. Irane rine ri.
Ni ḓo vhuya na pfana zwina ni khou tea u pfa ini.
Zwa vhukuma.
Na zwino ndo reserve zwinzhi thi ngo ambesa ngauri ndi khomba na muthu muṱuku hafha.
Ndi vhuye ndi na miṅwe mingana.
Ni vhuye no mala.
Okay, zambori na go amba ṅwaha ndo vhuya lini. Ndo vhuya a thi khou vhuya next year. Uri kha next year. A thi khou vhuya.
Ni vhuye no mala.
Na ro dzari vhana zwavhuḓi.
Kezwo.
Na bo loving husband.
Na bo loving husband.
Yeah, so guys, thank you very much if no swika for magumane even on video. And if una zwena guda. Ndo ḓivhudza na vhaṅwe marosi vhasi vhana vho vha ri fhasi ya 30 kana vha songo malaho. So nena wise Makoti ri khou ri a ri no ro ṱuwa. Vhathu a vha ḓiphina nga mbingano.
Khou livhuwa.